Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Nadila Atika Putri. I'm from Sydney, and today I wanted to presentation about problem in psycholinguistic in my environment. As we know, there are many disorders that can affect communication in children, and today my topic is language disorder in autism. For the first, what is psycholinguistic? Psycholinguistic is the study of mental process in language use. Psycholinguistic describes the psychological process when someone pronounces sentence he hears when communicate and how ability language is acquired by human. This is argument from Chair in 2015. And psycholinguistic also talking about various kind of language disorder. For example, like dyslexia, anomia, aphasia, and then apraxia, alexia, and also autism. Autism is like someone who cannot communicate well because it has difficulty in understanding language. Okay, and in this slide, in this case, I have a sample of children who have an autism. There are Dani and Adit, as you can see. For the first is Dani. Dani is one of my mother breakfast plus customer who is an autism children. He's age around 10 years, and Dani and his father often to come to our place. So I often to meet him in the morning and have a little chit chat that sometimes I don't know what we talk exactly. I don't know what we talking about or something like that. Uh, his autism leads to his lackness in using the language in daily activity. Uh, I can saw when he talking with me and talking with his father, he cannot communicate properly with people like we do, and because have problem to understanding and using spoken language. That's why I say when we have a chit chat, I just respond and he even talk. I sometimes don't understand what he said. And then is Adit. Adit is my cousin. Since he was around 1 years, he have characteristic of autism, and he offered eye contact and then delay develop in communication and then different moving. My uncle go to hospital to check, and I did have a syndrome, namely autism. Until now, I did difficult to have communication, same like Danny. He might be slower to develop language, sometimes speak with his language on, and easy to get angry. Sometimes it means Adit is very sensitive. And so, what is autism? Autism, or what is also called by autism spectrum disorder, is a neurodevelopmental disorder that continue to a person's ability in communicate and interacting with the people around him. Disturbance can affect ability someone in the language because the person with autism cannot even utter a single word at the age of one. Autism can also be interpreted uh, as a defect in the development of human nerves and psychology that has occurred since fetus and so on, so as to cause weakness in social interaction and then communication skill and then interest pattern and also behavior. This true if we relate with Dani and Adit. That's not only about communication, but interest pattern and behavior is different with us. Dani sometimes more interest with sound of fun and then have a his word like playing alone or talking alone, then interest with activity of people around him. And Adit is sensitive with nosy, but both of them have a parents that diligent to check up or diligent to talk with them, and it's directly like support them. Even talk sometimes still have difficult in language, in speaking, but they can have social interaction and have knowledge. It's mean both of them are smart. And how to know children have autism? Based on my reference in ebook, the title is Handbook of Psycholinguistics Second Edition by Matthew G. Trexler and Morton. In this book, we can see the clue or characteristic of autism children. Communication begins long before we learn to talk. In the first few months of life, babies show their interest in uh, people, for example, like listening, and then looking at people face, and then engaging in the back, and for babbling games with their parents. There's exchange of sound and smell between an infant and his parent is first conversation. And then uh, around the first year of life, infants imitate their parents' action and single word. But difference with uh, autism uh, have a communication development, have a that happens differently and more slowly. Children with ASD may have impairment in both receptive and expressive. Because of this impairment, autism children get failure to make social communication in their life, because many have problem with the meaning and rhythm of the word and sentence. I mean delay in communication, and they also tend to have lack of eye contact and rarely play game with other people. Repetitive movement doesn't respond their name, so often to get difficulty to build social relationship. And next is how to improve communication skill of autism. Through psycholinguistic study, it can be seen a variety of mental and psychological symptoms experienced by people with autism relate uh, to language and various disorder treatment that can be done to develop their ability and communicate with the environment. Like education, like we know there is many special school, especially for autism or other disorder. For example, like ESLB, that special for autism. And then is therapy and also supporting from family and their environment. Okay, next slide. In this slide, you can see strategy to coping autism children. Okay, this is enough from my explanation. I have a many mistake in delivery. I'm really sorry about it. I hope this presentation can help us to little bit more and know or care about ESD or autism spectrum disorder. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you always in healthy condition, guys, in this pandemic. Thank you.